Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti. I am MrPhotographer.com. In this video, I want to talk to you about a crazy new filter that's found in Luminar 4. This is version Luminar 4.2. Now, if you already own Luminar 4, Luminar 4.2 will be a free update to your software. If you don't already own Luminar 4, in the description below this video, I'll have a link to Skylum's website. I encourage you to check it out. They do offer a fully working free trial of the software. So I really encourage you that you download the free trial first to make sure that it's something that you'll use before you spend any money on it. Now, they added a couple new things, actually. One thing is brand new, and the other thing is they enhanced all the portrait enhancing tools that are already in Luminar 4. They've improved them. I'll save that for another video. In this video, I want to talk about the thing that is totally new. The thing that is totally new is found in the Creative tab, and it's called AI Augmented Sky. And those of you that are really into the art of photography, not necessarily the realism of photography, are going to love this filter. With it, you could add objects to a scene. For example, I have the AI Augmented Sky filter open, and you can see object selection. I'll click on there, and I just want to add the aurora to this image. And I'll click on that, and you can see it added the aurora to the image automatically. Now, just let me say real quick, too, that I'm using a pre-release version of 4.2. So when this is finally released, the Augmented Sky may be slightly different, the filter itself, and it may have some other choices here. Besides what you're seeing right now. Now, I could add birds to it, let's say. So I added birds. I could go down, I don't know, we have clouds in the AI sky replacement, so we'll skip those, even though these clouds are different, but we'll skip those. Let's just go down. Let's go to moon 1. We could add the moon to the image. Now, you also could move the object around and scale it in size. To do that, go to Place Object. You can see the handles come out on it. And if you grab any of these handles, you could pull it out proportionally to make it larger, or in proportionally to make it bigger. So we could bring it out like this. We could move it around to where we want it. You know, anywhere, place it like that. Once you resized and placed the object, you just click on that button again to turn those handles off. Also, you could affect the opacity of the object with the amount slider. So if I move it to the left, we could kind of fade it out, or move it to the right to make it full bore all the way 100% opacity. You could change the warmth. Move it to the right to make it warmer. Move it to the left to make it cooler. In this case, I think maybe a little cooler looks cool. You could relight it. Now, if you move the relight slider to the right, it seems to just make it less prominent. Not really affecting the opacity as much. It's just kind of making it a little dimmer. And if you move it to the left, it just makes it a little brighter, so a little more prominent. Also, we have some advanced settings. If it's not masked in properly, like you have an object in the foreground that it's covering, you can move the mask refinement slider to help clean that up. You also have full control of the mask. If you click on the Edit Mask button, you could use a brush, or a radial mask, or a gradient mask, or a luminosity mask to improve the mask. You also could defocus it. So if it doesn't look right, perfectly focused, you can move this to the right to blur it a little bit if you need to. And there's, again, other things you could add besides the moon, I don't know, let's see, they had some planets. And again, this may change in the real release. We could add a rainbow. Let's go to mountains. Let's add some mountains. So you could add mountains to the back. You see how it perfectly added those mountains? There's before and there's after. And again, we could probably make them a little warmer. Maybe it'll look a little better if it's warm. Maybe too warm. But then you can mess around with it. Let's try something else. Let's go here and go to this image. Now, I mentioned that in the AI Augmented Sky filter, there are clouds here. But you could do that in the AI Sky replacement filter, which of course has been in Luminar 4 from the beginning. We could add clouds here. So I could add like, let's see what that looks like. Bright Blue Sky 2. I don't like that one. Bright Blue Sky 3. Don't like that one. How about Blue Sky 5? Let's see. I kind of like that one. All right, so let's go with that. So we added a sky with the AI Sky replacement. Then I could go to the AI Augmented Sky, and I could go to object selection, and like I could add a rainbow or something like that. Now, real quick, if you want to add two objects, you could probably understand that it can't on the same layer at least. When I click on that button, if I go to something else, it'll remove the rainbow and add that other object. If you want to add two objects, what you need to do is add a stamped layer. So just go up to the Layers tab and then click on this little plus sign, and you want to create a new stamped layer. You can't do it on an adjustment layer because you have to have a pixel layer for it to work. So go to Create New Stamped Layer, and then Luminar will create this new layer on top. You could go back to the Creative tab. You could go to the AI Augmented Sky filter, and you can see that there's no object here. So if I wanted to add, let's say, birds to this one, I could add the birds, and it didn't remove the rainbow. So you have that option as well. If I wanted to say add mountains to this, then I could add another stamp layer and add mountains to it, and so on. Let's just do one more, something really like 100%, in my opinion, art. I often see these images of someone that's out in space, like this little boy is, and you know, as though it was shot with a 1,200 millimeter lens. The moon is there, and it's humongous behind them. So I'm going to do that to this image. I am going to open the AI Augmented Sky filter, go to Object Selection, and you're really not limited to what they give you. You could go down to Load Custom Image. And I have a bunch of planets and moons that I obtained, and you could get these. They're royalty-free images that you could get actually from NASA. If you just Google it, you'll find it. And I'll go to this full moon shot. We'll click OK, and you can see that it placed the full moon right in the middle of the image. I'm going to place the object, so I'm just going to move it around a little bit and have the little boy like right in there. When I'm done, I'll hit Place Object again. Maybe I'll warm it up just a little bit, kind of match those clouds in the background, and could relight it a touch, but you get the idea. So you could really experiment. You could do a lot with it. You're not limited by just what is available in the dropdown. You could load your custom image. What I found is the custom images that either have let's say it's a bird. You're adding a brown pelican to the image. The brown pelican has to be like PNG with blank pixels all around it, or, and this is probably harder for the PNG, but it's easy for planets and moons, it has to be totally black all around it. So if you look at this moon image that I'm talking about right here, we'll go here, and I go to the full moon. This is the image I just added to the shot. You can see how it's black all the way around. So it's either got to be black all the way around or blank pixels all the way around, and then it will work best in Luminar 4.2. So that's the new upgrade to Luminar. Again, if you already own Luminar, this is a free update. If you don't already own Luminar, in the description below this video, I'll have links to their website. I also have a discount code. Sometimes the discount code is disabled when they have a sale. So if they are having a sale and the discount code doesn't work, there's not much I could do about it. That's their policy sometimes. But sometimes it does work. So always try the discount code. Maybe it'll save you a few dollars. And thank you, everyone who watches my videos. I really do appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon.